Guys, a little update on what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. Of course, we had the craziness that was the quote-unquote SEC hack yesterday. Of course, the SEC likes to scold us about using 2FA, but looks like they didn't use 2FA on their account. And so a fake ETF approval was posted to their Twitter account. And what happened? We had a big pump, and then once Gary Gensler came out and said, actually, we were hacked, we got a nice little pullback. We got a pullback down to this resistance, now support area, now support line right there. Now, of course, we were following this. Now, if I remove this right here, of course, I was following this whole little broadening wedge here. And then, now that we've got this slammed down and a rejection off of that, I can now say, all right, I believe that is a level of support because it was resistance here, it was support here, it was resistance here and here and here. So now that we've bounced off of that, now I'm looking for price to get back above this upper diagonal resistance and find some support up there so that we can continue to the upside. So come down, come up, hopefully bounce and then keep going. Now if we get the ETF approval, maybe it just rockets, just come down and then rockets up. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe we get a pump up and then a crash down. But we'll just have to see how things are shaping up at that time. I do expect once it is official that the ETFs have been approved, I do expect, especially once they launch, now approval will get us some movement, a lot of volatility, but once they actually launch is when we will get a crazy amount of volatility as new liquidity enters the market from these hedge funds that have already seeded out billions of dollars for the ETFs. And these are spot Bitcoin ETFs. That means that the funds hedge funds have to actually buy Bitcoin and own it and have it and custody it in order for the ETF to work. So that's how that goes. So we got the spot Bitcoin ETF. That means an increase in demand for Bitcoin, which typically means an increase in prices, so long as we don't have like mass selling. I don't know how many long-term holders are looking to sell, at a very low price. I heard something the other day. It was something along the lines of 75%. No, it was 15 million Bitcoins. 15 million Bitcoin, or Bitcoins, however you say it, have been held for 155 days or longer. Oh, it was Kathy Wood that said it from ARK Invest. 155 days or longer, 15 million Bitcoin have been held. So, what I'm looking for, not just in the charts, but what I will be looking for, and I will show you guys in another video, maybe in my live stream I plan on doing tonight, but inflows onto exchanges of Bitcoin from wallets, that's from, just random wallets, that would be a signal that, okay, people that hold Bitcoin are looking to sell because they are putting their Bitcoin on the exchanges. So once we start seeing inflows of Bitcoin onto the exchanges, that's probably when it's time to start taking profits and start letting go of some Bitcoin yourself. That is if you are really kind of like needing the money. I know a lot of Bitcoin people, a lot of Bitcoin maxis just are not going to sell until it gets to, astronomical prices. They will hold, and they will get those prices because literally millions of Bitcoin will be held till higher prices. So yeah, they can manipulate the market, bring the price down, but I believe that would only be temporary. And as these ETFs get approved, what we could see a couple of things. We could see, like I said, increased demand with the lack of supply, which would push price up. Or we could also see an initial sell-off and revert back to the mean. So whatever price that would be, that is where, we would end up. I would say that, I don't think we would go below $30,000. I don't believe that to be the case. And we might not even go back below 40, although there is a good chance that a decent chance that we could see 40K again, if not mid 30s, somewhere in there. But I mean, that's part of this game. We really don't know. So right now it's just kind of like buy and hold, DCA if we do, get a drop, and then just keep dropping. Now, if I go over to GLD, which was the gold ETF, the first gold ETF, we can go back in time. Let's turn that off. We can go back in time, and we can see when it launched, and we can see how it went. Of course, I already have looked at this, but let me take this off of here. We can go back in time. Alright, so this was the launch of the gold ETF back in November of 2004. And initially, let's zoom out now. Initially, we did have a sell-off, and then we had a period of accumulation, and then we have a breakout with accumulation on top of the breakout, a dip down for a fake out, and then this thing just started ramping up to the upside, going on a wild bull run. So is that something that we could expect from Bitcoin? I mean, it's possible. Ethereum today lately has been making some moves, and we have we set a new local high? Yep, we've set a new local high on Ethereum. Now let's bring up our oscillators and see what we're dealing with on that. We are seeing a little bit of curvature back to the upside on our money flow. And then if I can pull this down and pull this up, our ribbon has flipped, but we are not green, but we are above the zero line, and we are coming off of a bullish divergence that has helped propel this move to the upside for Ethereum. Ethereum's looking pretty good, pretty good. So this chart doesn't have a whole lot of history on it, but yeah, right now it's just kind of wait and see what the SEC, see when they approve. Now, I don't know if when you see this, it could have already been approved. If it hasn't been approved yet, make sure you are going to sec.gov, going to their little drop-down menu, and going to news, and then press releases. And then that is where you will see an official, document, press release of the Bitcoin ETF approvals, since we can no longer trust what is being put out on their X account after yesterday's chicanery. So, but yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little update, put out a little video. I know it's not much, but I'm just trying to get back to just putting out videos in general. So let's go back to Bitcoin real quick, because I do want to see. So let's just go down to the 4-hour. So we are getting a lot of wiki behavior, kind of expected as this as we wait for the approval. This was yesterday. This whole crazy witness right here, witness. All of this was the SEC fake ETF approval. We got a sell-off. Funny how we get a sell-off when we come right back down to previous resistance, flipped it to support, and now we're starting to move to the upside. And what we are looking for is to start creating higher highs, and higher lows, something like that. That's what we're looking for. Now, ETF gets approved, then that huge spike that we saw yesterday could be what we see today, and it just like launches and goes. Who knows how high? I do know that the $1 trillion mark sits just below $54,000. That is a heavy psychological area. It is also the 0.702 retracement on your Fibonacci's on the macro from the November high of 2021 to the November low of 2022. So that is what, that level is a heavy psychological level, that $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. Make it through that with conviction, like it's a strong move to the upside, breaking that level, and then maybe getting a back test of that level and holding it, and then moving off of it again up and creating another new high like that. That is what we would want to be looking for, except imagine that being that, $1 trillion mark. We would want to be seeing something like that, or just see it keep going. So, but either way, it's just kind of be patient. We're just waiting on the ETFs, man. And as soon as that happens, I do expect a lot of volatility. So please, please, please be safe. It's going to be, people are going to call it scammy, but it's really just liquidity being into the Bitcoin market. So, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. Just be careful. Set your stop losses if you're going to trade. If you're spot, just hold. If it drops, DCA. And maybe consider taking some off the table at the $1 trillion mark. But that's up to you. None of this is financial advice. And, but yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you watching. If you liked it, please hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. I love you all, and I will see you all in the next video. Ride the waves.